What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Jake Shavink here. We are finally back with some rookie film rooms, and we're going to kick things off with Packers offensive lineman Zach Tom, who had a really strong year as a rookie. He had to come in and fill in a number of different spots. 295 snaps at left tackle, 96 snaps at left guard, 14 snaps at right guard, and 84 snaps at right tackle. Basically, when called upon, he would play any spot that the Packers needed at that time. And in those games, he allowed just 12 pressures and a sack on 270 opportunities. And when you look at the film, I think you see a little bit of a mixed bag, but I think overall, a pretty strong year, especially as a pass protector for a fourth-round rookie. So we're going to dive into the film room here, take a look at how the season went, and then we're going to kind of talk long-term at the end. So off to the film room to look at Zach Tom. All right, guys, here we go into the film room with Zach Tom. Plenty of reps from all the positions he played in 2022. We'll start here early against Minnesota, opening game here, playing left guard. Again, this is a natural combo here with the center, and got to climb to Eric Kendricks, the linebacker. A little bit late on the climb, so Kendricks gets a shot at Dillon, but this is what I'll give Zach Tom. The effort. Get behind Dillon and push him for a touchdown. Nice little cheeky rep there. Here, an islanded pass protection at guard. It's a difficult task. It's against a powerful player. Good job dropping anchor, staying flexible, and he handled it pretty darn well. It's pretty good for somebody who's just a tick over 300, like 304, 305, handling guys on the interior. It's not an easy task, but he does a great job there staying in front of the defensive tackle. Now, here's an issue a little bit with Tom on the inside and on the outside. He struggled with getting a little bit stuck, not resetting, getting a little too far out of your skis, just not knowing, okay, I need to be able to reset my feet, gets a little bit stuck there, and loses to that club arm over. It gives up a pressure there from the interior. Late in the game with Jordan Love playing, this is really good. Obviously, Zadarius Smith, not a traditional defensive tackle here on the interior, but again, surviving the bull rush initially, gives up a lot of ground, but fights back, anchors flat back, and he keeps him away just long enough for Love to get this ball away. So pretty strong job there in terms of recovery from Zach Tom dropping anchor. So here against Buffalo, this is a pretty good backside seal, actually. Reach block, get around the defensive tackle. I like that. Did it affect the play a ton? Not really, but again, winning with those types of quicks and agility off the ball is something Zach Tom can do. It just needs to be more consistent. Here, a good job vision-wise. Tim Settle rushing on Myers. Sees that Russo is getting a little inside move here on Bakhtiari. Says, all right, I'll step over, help you out. Bakhtiari a little out of position there, and does a great job keeping the pocket clean. And Settle basically had to try and loop around, basically a little improvised stunt almost. Jordan Phillips here on an island. Stay low. Look at this. Stay low and get position. It's got inside some inside position. Survives a little bit of a club type of swipe move there to get his hands out of position, but he stays engaged really well and basically has some good grip strength. Just hangs on against Phillips. Once again, against Phillips. Look how in tight we are. We've got the leverage on the inside here. Phillips tries to go with a little club move there. No dice. Great job staying in front and being the low man when you really the size does not favor you in that scenario. That's a really good job by Zach Tom. Big fan of that play. Okay, so obviously in this type of play action, look here. Boom, boom. Everybody's working 45 here on this play. So this is a good job by the defensive tackle understanding that. However, to try and kind of pinch a little bit here, Tom just kind of gets over his skis. This is not a position we want to be in at all. We do not want the head and shoulders down. We do not want to be leaning over with the waist. So unfortunately, it's a nice play by the DT, but Tom just doesn't pinch, and the recovery is not very good. And I think this pressure a little bit had something to do with the interception and the underthrow on a play to Bakhtiari. Now we move over from guard to tackle, left tackle in this case, playing against Washington. They've got some fearsome pass rushers. I think this is a good job here. He does get blown off the ball. He does get out leveraged. He's a little bit, out muscled, but again, I think he does a good job here if we roll it back just a little bit. So, okay, see how he's wrapped around on the outside? Look at the kind of reset he does there. I think if Rodgers backs out and scrambles, I think Tom had enough to re-leverage himself well to potentially keep that pocket clean. Here on the outside, this is a tougher one. Gets the long arm, get around. It's a tough rep. At first, it looks like he might lose it, but if you go back, look how long this is. It's got to take 8 or so yards for Sweat. This is a good job squaring. He's extended, and he fights, and he pushes him further around the arc than Sweat needs to be in order to create some pressure, and Rodgers has a clean pocket to deliver a throw. So does a good job there. Tom did a great job all year of driving pretty good pass rushers around the arc, especially the power guys who are trying to beat him, by trimming that edge and flattening their angle of attack. Here, this one's a tougher one. He just, again, Sweat's in tight. Tom's a little out wide. This time the long arm does work, and he's got control of Tom's left arm. That's not a good combination. And we're in there. Sweat getting a hit on Rodgers and potentially a little bit of disruption from the play as a whole. Last one here. I think this is just, again, working on communication, working on, okay, how we're handling stunts. Again, Tom's footwork is very good. We just don't want you completely turned like this. This is not where we want to be. We need to be able to recover for this end tackle stunt that's coming here. Again, it's just a little late. Rodgers has got a guy in his face, and he has to kind of let it go and kind of hope because, again, Tom just a little late, needs to be able to stay square to that stunt at the line of scrimmage there. Again, a learning moment for him in a game where he's playing left tackle for the first time of his career. So we get further along the season now. This is the one area I think you'll see, maybe two areas, where Tom struggled a little bit down the stretch. We have to be able to, again, in this scenario, generate some extension and push. He just gets beat. Again, gets into the vertical set too far. The spin move works on him. Luckily, Jenkins is there to help him out. I think this is done pretty well. He's squared up with Hutchinson here. Again, Hutchinson is a tough son of a gun. He rushes hard. He rushes with tons of power. And again, Tom, recovery footwork a little bit. Now, this is not a position you want to be in necessarily, but look at how flexible he is. Look at him recover a little bit, change direction, and get right back where he needs to be. I know Hutchinson's kind of maybe playing a little bit more contained here, but again, he's still got to work to the quarterback. So I think I'm going to chalk that up to Tom as a good job of recovery once again. Maybe losing it initially, but finding a way to just generate a little more time for Rodgers in the pocket. Here, Hutchinson coming again. This is a pretty good matchup that they had, and I think there's going to be a lot more to come, which is a lot of fun. But again, anchor. We're in a good position here. Hutchinson's got nowhere to go, and really just enough time for Rodgers to find a way because he got him around the arc. Hutchinson did not win this rep. It's a good job staying in tight, grip strength, and enough anchor there to handle Hutchinson on the edge. So the one thing with this is I think you see Tom have great athleticism, great quicks, usually really strong footwork. The shuffle quickness is there. Just don't cross your feet. He crosses his feet there, kind of loses balance because of that. But again, the recovery ability to kind of handle this guy trying to slant across, he took him out of the play. And that's what's important there. We can work on the feet crossing for sure. This one, once again, just gets a little overextended into the vertical set, and that costs him on an inside spin. Luckily, the throw was away in time. Okay, here we go. Good extension. Good job staying square. He got into the vertical set here. And again, bought enough time. This late, this is not a good spot to be in late, but it's enough time. When you can buy enough time for Rodgers, that works for me. Because Rodgers is always hunting for something and spends a little bit extra time trying to buy time and scramble. So I thought that was a pretty strong rep from Tom there. Again, 2.5, 3 seconds is a really good time. Okay, so this is the issue, right? And again, why we like the idea of Tom packing on 15 to 20 pounds this offseason is, again, we're not in a great situation. We're not set. The feet aren't planted, so we're getting driven back and we lose leverage and just sometimes feel a little overpowered. And the pressure gets to Rodgers, throws a little bit off target. Okay, this is where I struggle a little bit when Tom's out here. This is good. We're square now. We are in a good position. We are square. I like this a lot. But then absorbing, we've now turned. We've turned. This is not a good position to be in. He's not wide enough. See, Floyd on the other side is wide enough where Nyman should be square. This is not a position to be square. This is going to give the edge rusher a chance to flatten that angle and get to Rodgers, and he did just that. And, you know, that's the type of rep where Tom cannot get into the vertical set and get away from square too early. I think this is really good from Tom as well. Sees that guy, knows he has to work inside out on this. The feign blitz there gets him a little off balance. But again, quick feet, reset, handle a long arm that's kind of up in the face mask a little bit from Leonard Floyd. And I think Tom does a really strong job there. Okay. Running play. Again, he's just really not the best run blocker at this point. He's not an uprooter or a displacer. He kind of struggles. He loses leverage here. This is a good job by the D tackles sitting and leveraging that gap. Tom just really could not gain a lot of leverage or uproot him at all. Okay. Again, stunt coming and tackle stunt. Push him away. And I think, again, the recovery quicks are good. We just got to worry about crossing our feet and squaring ourselves too far in. He does get him to Floyd to the ground over here. I think he would have got back in time on this. But again, it's just another example of like, okay, a little bit more technique there and pass protection on stunts. We got to work on that. Okay, zone run. This works for me. You know, seal him off any way you can. If it's not a reach block, just turn your back to him and take him out of the play. Okay, front side, we're pulling. We got to pick somebody up. Okay, Dylan picks somebody up. Tom needs to find somebody. Preferably this guy who's running free into the backfield, because if he's just able to clip him, this isn't really about, okay, I need to get all the way downfield and, you know, spring a big run. This is, you know, we've got to get a few yards here for a touchdown. So we got to find somebody. That can't happen. That stuff cannot happen. All right, Melvin Ingram, you know, journeyman a little bit, but still a strong pass rusher there. You see him a little Euro step and try to get into a bull rush here. Absolutely shut down. Good knee bend. Gets the flat back here, leverage, grip, strength, all of it. Just absolutely shut down over there on the edge. This is a good job. Front side, reach, and seal by Tom. This is a phenomenal position to be in with a run to the outside like that. Helps spring Dylan to a pretty strong gain. There were no second-level defenders over there at all. This one, not so much. We need to get outside the defender here. Loses balance, a little overpowered, and we got a TFL in the backfield. This is one of the better ones I've seen from Tom. Good vision inside. Helps with Phillips first with Jenkins. Inside out. And then able to snap back to Bradley Chubb. Push him. Extend all the way around the arc. Way out of position. Bought plenty of time for Rodgers there. One of his best reps, I think, from the season. Okay, we're over the right side now. Again, he's a little bit wide with the hands, and that's something to correct. But again, he's got an inside hand now on this side with his right hand. Fight a little bit. Fight, chop the hand, reset. I think he's in pretty good position here by the time Rodgers gets rid of that ball. One-on-one, Danielle Hunter. Again, a guy who's going to long arm, and just like Sweat early, if you remember, he's ready to chop this hand. But a good job here. Fight, reset. Buy enough time for Rodgers, and he did just that on an island against Danielle Hunter. This is a free play. Zadarius Smith coming with a rush here. Again, stay square. No problem. Keep hand fighting. Keep punching. That's a great job by Zach Tom. Another battle with Aiden Hutchinson, this time on the right side. Once again, I think with this one, all I see here is somebody who, again, he just kind of got caught in no man's land, peeking a little too much to the inside here. And again, he's late to squaring and late to the punch. And it's an easy little two-hand swipe for Hutchinson. He loses the rep there. That's a tough one. You just got to, again, I know, again, it's always look inside out. That was your guy, though. Hutchinson's rushing out there. You have to be aware of where he is at all times. This is a good one. Hutchinson's trying to win around the arc. This is where you get into the vertical set. You know he's trying. There he goes. The swiped and rip to kind of get around the edge. Just drive him long. And there were a lot of reps where he's driving guys around the arc in the Chicago game. Did it to Bradley Chubb a few times in the Miami game. If power rushers want to try and get all the way around the arc, that's fine. Just drive him out there. You got good footwork, good athleticism to handle that. Last one here against Hutchinson. Again, trying the two-hand swipe, ripping through. But again, squaring up, doing a great job staying in front. Hutchinson's way too far up the arc to make a difference. That will play every day of the week. No doubt about it. So Zach Tom, there's a lot to like from a rookie season, especially from a day 3 pick. This is just what the Packers do, though, right, on the offensive line. I think what's important is I think you see more effectiveness at tackle than at guard. I think at guard he's just still a little too small, gets overwhelmed a little bit there. You'd love to see your guards be people movers a little bit, and Zach Tom just really isn't a people mover. He is really the finesse, kind of stay in front with good technique at tackle, and that's, I think, where he needs to be. Now, I know there was a lot of talk about him adding 15 to 20 pounds. I think when you see him, giving up ground like that to power rushers, I think that 15 to 20 pounds hopefully goes a long way for him, but I do think hands are getting a little wide. You see him kind of not staying square, so those are things he definitely has to work on heading into year 2. And I put long-term tackle with a little bit of question mark on the thumbnail, because there's obviously a little bit of an issue at center right now in Green Bay. Could Zach Tom be filling in there to play all 5 positions within 2 seasons? Maybe. But I think his best position right now, long-term, is to play tackle on the outside and be a tremendous pass protector for Jordan Love and whoever may play quarterback to follow. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video on Zach Tom. Let me know what you thought about it down in the comments below. Like, subscribe for a lot more coming soon. I will catch you guys in the next video. Farewell.